Hey guys, before the video starts, I want to let y'all know I finally set up a YouTube membership program for the channel. There are currently 2 tiers, and joining is a great way to support the channel while also getting some cool rewards, like a private Discord for both YouTube members and patrons, as well as videos earlier than everyone else gets them. I hope you consider supporting me by joining. Anyways, enjoy the video. Salutations everyone, Shadowtaurus here, and I'm back with another power scaling video for you all today. Now, as you all know, I am a big fan of the 7 Deadly Sins. And with the new 4 Nights of the Apocalypse anime releasing, I've decided to revisit this world and its power scaling with the undoubtedly strongest being in the series, that being the host of Chaos himself, Arthur Pendragon. But before the video starts, I do want to quickly ask y'all to like the video, comment your thoughts down below, and subscribe to the channel. Also click the notification bell to know when I upload my next video. Finally, check out my Patreon. It's a great way to support the channel, and you also get some cool rewards from it. Now, as I mentioned earlier, both the anime and manga of 4 Nights of the Apocalypse are releasing, and with my love for 7 Deadly Sins as the series being reignited by my friend Eternal Flame, as we discussed it, I decided to scale one of the most craziest characters I have ever seen, that being, of course, Chaos King Arthur. So without further ado, let's get into his actual strength scaling, shall we? Now, when it comes to strength, Chaos Arthur is an actual menace to society. Now, if you've seen my 7 Deadly Sins versus Frieza Force video, you might know some of the scaling already. But since it's been 7 months since the last 7 Deadly Sins video, we'll be starting from the top, just in case people forgot. Now, in the 7 Deadly Sins cosmology, we know both the Supreme Deity and the Demon King created their own respective realms. In one panel, the Demon Realm is shown to have a sun, and the Goddess Realm from the 7 Deadly Sins Curse of Light movie, we see that there is an actual light source in that realm, implying the Supreme Deity also created a star in her own dimension. And in this same movie, we also see that the Demon Realm has a moon and a sun. Now, why is this important? Well, it's stated that Chaos, the power that Arthur wields, created the Supreme Deity, the Demon King, and the Sacred Tree, the third entity which created the Fairy Realm, which also has a light source in it, which can be inferred to be a star. If Chaos created beings of this kind of power, then it only makes sense for Chaos to scale to star to large star levels of power. But how consistent is this for Arthur? Well, it's actually incredibly consistent, with Arthur himself creating New Camelot, a dimension that houses a light source of its own. But that's not all. In that same panel from 4 Nights of the Apocalypse, we get an interesting line which reads, "In some places there's a starry sky, in others there's no night at all." This line implies that Arthur was able to create many different stars in his dimension, which implies that he without a doubt should be in the multi-solar system level of power, if not potentially galaxy level based on the wording of the statement. This is incredibly potent and an astounding feat, especially for a universe people only see as planetary. But let's take a moment to go over some of Arthur's anti-feats and how people try to downplay him. Now, the biggest one that I see all the time whenever I'm in a 7 Deadly Sins power scaling discussion is Chaos being sealed by the combined might of the Demon King and Supreme Deity. If Chaos truly was stronger than them, then why were they able to seal him? So, firstly, if that was the case, why wasn't true Magic Meliodas, who was stronger than the Demon King, able to destroy the curse on Elizabeth? It's consistent in this line of logic that just because you're stronger than someone doesn't mean you're completely immune to their abilities. However, I would like to debunk some of the wank I see going around about Chaos, and that big misconception people seem to have is that people think that Chaos created the entire universe of 7 Deadly Sins, but that is not the case. My best guess of where this came from is that Merlin stated that Chaos created the world, and people try to use the Sakai argument. However, this is easily refuted, as it's stated that Chaos is said to be born amongst ancient stars that were far away. This implies that stars already existed when Chaos was born, meaning he could not have created the universe. When they say Chaos created the world, you can infer they specifically are talking about the planet and the lands of Britannia. So that's how strong Chaos Arthur is. How fast is he? Now, when it comes to speed scaling in 7 Deadly Sins, there are a few different routes we can go down. Gil Thunder, when he was first introduced, was shown to be able to summon lightning bolts from the sky. Now, how fast these are is up to interpretation. This is because of the fact that, like in most fictional verses, he summons lightning that radiates light. Now, the only time light has any color in the real world, or any light, is when it's climbing up the ladder or the return stroke of a lightning bolt. Now, due to this, you can scale characters, even this early on, to FTL, because Meliodas was able to full counter Gilthunder's lightning from point blank range. This is actually fairly consistent, as even the weakest members of the Goddess clan are able to use Arc, which are literally light-based attacks. And we know Goddess clan members can react to their own light-based attacks and are shown to be able to rival the Demon clan, so if you want to highball it, then you could say the weakest of the Demon clan, those being the White Demons, which range in a power level of 150 to 250, can react to Goddess clan light, and therefore should be relativistic to FTL. However, if you only want to believe that only average demons can do that, it would still upscale from anyone stronger than them. In 7 Deadly Sins, power levels are exponential, so it works even better, as Gilthunder, from what we know, when he fought Meliodas, had a power level of 1,970, whereas Meliodas was at 3,370. That's not even a 2 times increase, yet Meliodas could casually keep up with Gilthunder and was able to dog walk him in their first encounter. This sentiment is echoed later on in the series when Escanor, at a power level of 114,000, was unable to land a good hit on Meliodas, whose power level was only 142,000, whereas Meliodas the entire fight was keeping up with Escanor until he reached the one state, for the most part toying around with him, and even able to bring him to his knees in a single blow. It even appears Escanor was unable to damage Meliodas during this fight, so it's very safe to say that by the time of 4 Nights of the Apocalypse, these characters should be extremely deep into FTL+. No matter what kind of interpretation you take. But that's where we're going to end the video here, as if I try to talk about the numerous amount of hacks abilities Arthur has, we'd be here for quite a while. But basically, if you ask which hacks he has, the simple answer is yes. So I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and until we meet again, good luck in your power scaling endeavors.